Today we're going to be talking about God being with us. We're going to start in Romans chapter 8, verse 31, which says, "What then shall we say about these things? For if God is for us, then who can be against us?" There's a passage in Deuteronomy 20, verse 4, "For if the Lord your God is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to give you the victory." See, God is for us, so how can we lose to the enemy? Because Jesus has already won. Jesus already has the victory. So when we go onto the side of Jesus, the side of King Jesus, we too share in that victory. In Romans chapter 8, going a little earlier in verse 26, it says, "Likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. For when we do not know what to pray as we ought, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And he who searches the heart knows that the mind is spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that those who love God, all the things work together for good, for those who are being called according to his purpose. For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those whom he had predestined, he also called. And those whom he had called, he also justified. And those whom he hath justified, he has also glorified. What then shall we say about these things? For if God is for us, then who can be against us?" See, Jesus has given us his Spirit to help us in our weakness, that when we don't know what to do as we ought, that the Spirit of God would go with us. And God doesn't leave us alone without any help. The Spirit of God goes with you from now on to give you assurance, to give you peace, to give you joy, to produce fruit in your life. See, when Jesus left, he didn't leave us alone. He didn't leave us without any help. He gave us the Spirit, the Holy Spirit of God, to help us in our weakness. In John chapter 16, Jesus promised that Spirit in verse 7. He says, "Nevertheless, I tell you the truth, it is for your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment. Concerning sin, because they do not believe in me. Concerning righteousness, because I go to the Father, and you will see me no longer. Concerning judgment, because the rulers of this world will be judged. I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. For when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth. For he will speak not on his own authority, but whatever he hears from God the Father, he will speak. And he will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me, for he will take what is mine and declare it to you. And that which the Father has is mine. Therefore I said that he will take what is mine and declare it to you." You see, this Spirit, he speaks the words from God to us. The Spirit is the third person of the Trinity that can help us, that can talk to us, that can be with us. In 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 10 through 11, it says, "These things God has revealed to us through the Spirit, for the Spirit searches everything, even the depths of God. Who can know a person's thought except the spirit of that person which is in him? So also no one comprehends the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God. Now that we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, we might understand the things freely given to us by God." See, because we have the Spirit of God living in our lives, he can help us to show us, to reveal to us the meanings of the Scriptures. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 19 through 21, it says, "Do not quench the Spirit, do not despise prophecies, but test everything, hold fast to what is good." Don't quench the Spirit, don't try to ignite put out the Spirit, but rather ignite the Spirit. Let the Spirit move in our churches. Let the Spirit move in our lives. And when we do that, then we will be able to live in the Spirit. There's a quote I really like. It's from The Chosen. Nicodemus says it. He's talking with the religious leaders about Jesus, and they're like, "Oh, he can't be the Messiah because he doesn't. What we know of the Messiah, he doesn't fit in that." And Nicodemus says this. He says, "If God did something that you felt contradicted Torah, would you tell him to get back in that box that you carved out for him, or would you question your interpretation of Torah?" Right, so let's put this in modern terms. If God did something that you felt that contradicted your own interpretation of the Bible, would you tell him to get back in that box of interpretation, or would you question your interpretation? See, we need to be people who aren't so quick to be, "No, I'm right, right? There's tons of different beliefs within Christianity. You have tons of different denominations. They all have their own sort of core beliefs. And we can't be prideful. We can't be like, "Oh, I have all the correct answers." No, let's listen to one another and learn from one another. Now, what is truth is truth. So if the Bible clearly says something that is true, when Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, no one comes to the Father except through me," that cannot be contradicted, meaning no true Christian can make a interpretation or belief that contradicts that. So we have to believe that Jesus is the only truth. We have to believe he's the only life. We have to believe he's the only way to the Father, because Jesus explicitly says it. It's very clear in his word. That's something you cannot have multiple interpretations on it, though some false heretical churches do try to. They don't succeed very well, but they try to make their own goofy interpretation. Right, and we should pray for those people to come to the only truth, which is Christianity. But I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless.